All right, man. Why is it? That was supposed to be like a cool waiting thing, but it didn't add my microphone to it. Can y'all hear me? Type in the chat if you can hear me. Should be able to. But yeah, so let's give everybody a couple of minutes to get here. And then we'll start. Got little Lukey with us for the stream. I've also had time to eat and relax and shit. And earlier, I didn't do any of that. I literally was like, all right, no, I got to do this. We got to do this. House of the Dragon's on right now. Let's go. All right, but yeah. Also, I got my StreamYard account back. So it should be a little bit, maybe less mistakes. I don't know. We'll see. And then also this. Wait, the hell? You get so excited when that intro comes on. All right. So yeah, let's give everybody a couple more minutes and then we will officially be getting started. We got a lot of shit to talk about. I'm gonna be way more interactive with the chat as well. Let's see. I'll just run through some of the things we'll be talking about. I want to talk about 2 scenes. I call the segment Anatomy of a Scene. I want to talk about how Rhaenyra is either like Daenerys or Cersei. We'll talk about leaks for episode 2. And we'll talk about the pictures that came out from, like, they're basically stills for episode 2. That's this thing. So we're going to be talking about this as well. Let's start with this. But before that, like I said, I want to give people a couple more minutes. I'm going to go grab a cigarette real quick. It's kind of the same thing I did earlier, but Deja vu! All right, come here, boy. Come here, boy. Good God, I'm going to get my phone. Yeah, we live. I done left y'all without the music. My bad. Shit, I'm fucking up. Hang on 1 second. There we go. Hopefully it's not too loud. All right. Turn it up a little bit. All right, like I said, 5 minutes. Monkey. All right, y'all ready? What's up, everybody in the chat? That's dope that at least 40 people are watching right now because, like I said, we went live earlier and my fucking computer crashed. All right. Let's do this. And then also this. Who else says it along like my son with the intro? Everybody type that in the chat. Shout out to, let's see, who's the first person in here? Muhammad Akrud, what up, buddy? Shout out to Dennis Sorensen, Brian Thrasher, Divine Sharika, the North Must Remember. Dennis Sorensen. Did I already say that? What's up, Dennis? Sir Aegon, what's up, dude? SYP Sip. Lisa Holmes. Nice elevator tune on the background, by the way. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. That's called, it's just lo-fi. It's in the StreamYard thing. I don't think it's like an actual song. All right. So like I said, at the beginning of this, we have, quite a lot to talk about. Quite a lot. Let's see. The very first thing is going to be to do this. All right. House of the Dragon. All right. So we got several images for episode 2. I'm going to be talking about some leaks. I'm going to be talking about some book spoilers. That'll be tucked into the stream. So maybe after we've been going for like 20 minutes or so. But yeah, so the first image, oh yeah, baby, is of Daemon. Now he's at Dragonstone, right? I had mentioned in the live stream earlier, and I'll stop referencing the live stream earlier because it kind of doesn't matter to delete it. It's gone. It's part of the past. Shit, I should have got some water. Let me go get some water real quick. Don't try to close me. Try to close the door. Crazy boy. All right. I got Coca-Cola because everybody wants a Coke. Just shut the fuck up, have a Coke. And yeah. Also, water's for bitches. All right. So yes, Daemon is either after this scene rather is either after the scene where he tries to steal an egg and he's having a standoff with Kristen Cole and Sir Otto Hightower, right? And then Rhaenyra shows up and lands Syrax in between the two of them. Or this could be, it's either before or after that. The reason why I say that is because it's kind of like just a still. He does look quite melancholic. This is the same balcony where Tyrion walks up to Daenerys and Daenerys turns around and she's like crying. Game of Thrones season 8, episode 3, maybe. I thought it was after the death of Missandei, so maybe it's episode 5. Not sure. Or episode 4. And then the next image we have is of Rhaenyra. We've seen this one quite a bunch. There's not really much to talk about. With Daemon, he's kind of like at Dragonstone looking sad, but with Rhaenyra, she's looking sad. She's still in King's Landing. This might be right before she goes to sneak out to meet him, right? Well, no, that's probably not going to happen in episode 2. Yeah, we got a shot of Millie Alcock looking like Rhaenyra. Yeah, there's not a lot to talk about with these images, except for getting hype about them. There's way more that I wanted to talk about when I break down the 2 scenes. Oh wait, I got the chat right here. Cool. Hell yeah, please do that. Please do that. Good evening. Nice. Hey, how's it going, Divine? MC533 Chief. I'm just trying to catch the people that I didn't catch when I first started. The Hinge. I didn't even read the comment. Nice. Big old dragon titties. My legs got ate the fuck up by mosquitoes. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if anybody else lives in the fucking South. Like, I live in North Carolina. Zone 7B. That's a gardening thing, if you guys know about that. But there's a lot of humidity in there's not a lot of sunlight. This is the wettest month of the year. Mosquitoes are going crazy. Luke, are you gonna what are you doing? All right, so like I said, Millie Alcock looking awesome. Not much to say about this image. Let's go to the next one. All right, now this one's kind of we can talk about, right? So we got Viserys, we've got Rhaenys, and we've got Corlys. And the reason why I say Rhaenys is because British people with their accent say Rhaenys. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's like Cersei kind of thing. But yeah, this looks like they're actually discussing something. Probably the more so of Corlys mentioning the Stepstones and how it's inconveniencing House Velaryon. Daemon, if you'll remember at the end of the last episode, he's sent out of King's Landing. We know he's going to go to Dragonstone. And this isn't really a spoiler because we know what's going to happen, right? It's been mentioned before. Like in the episode, Daemon literally says, in the Vale, the men fuck sheep because the women are ugly as shit, right? Not verbatim, but that's basically what he says. So we know his wife is going to show up, and in the leaks, I don't think that's going to happen in episode 2. So I think we may just see the showdown that they've been heavily advertising in all of the teaser trailers and everything that's been coming out. And maybe the episode will less focus on Daemon and more about Rhaenyra, and we've got these other characters, right? So we've got Corlys and Rhaenys. I don't think there's going to be a time jump this episode. I'm pretty sure there's just one more big time jump, and that's going to happen about halfway through the season. Like, that's also not a spoiler because we know Millie Alcock is no longer going to be portraying Rhaenyra. She's going to be played by Emma Darcy. And then the next image, like I said, I think really they're discussing affairs. It's probably Corlys is going to bring up the Stepstones. He's going to keep mentioning it up. They're kind of like dropping hits. Like that's what all those battle clips that we've been seeing from the teaser trailers. And if you're unaware, the Stepstones is basically this chain of islands in between Westeros and Essos. And trade flows through there because there's shit that Essos has that Westeros wants and vice versa. Pirates and warlords and something known as the Triarchy, right? They like to govern that area and cause havoc for trade vessels that are flowing through there, right? Like certain ones in the Triarchy, it's a unity of 3 different cities, and one of them is Lys, and Lys starts taking boys and girls to take to their pleasure houses, right? So they're not just like taxing people as they're passing through, they're taking slaves, right? So that's kind of what's going on right now. Before we have the time jump, like there's not going to be a time jump. They're probably going to go fight down the Stepstones immediately, and then there'll be a time jump after they've been fighting down there for a while. But that's part of the reason why the war kicks off, is because cities like Lys, initially it was a pirate haven, right? And then the Triarchy was like, look, we'll take care of it for you, Westeros. House Velaryon and King Jaehaerys and everybody was like, yeah, that's cool. Do that, please. It's kind of a lot for us to take on right now. And if you all do that and get rid of those pirates, then we don't mind paying a little bit of taxes to pass through there safely with all of our shit still intact when we get through to the other side. Obviously, like Sir Otto has said, which is that the gods have yet to make a man who lacks patience for all the fucking power, right? So the Triarchy starts to get greedy. And then eventually, like I said, they get to the point where they're stealing women and boys off of the ships to go and take back to their fuck houses, right? That's not good. That's a lot more than a little bit of taxes to pass through there safely. They're no longer passing through there safely. So Corlys and Daemon go down there, remember, to the Stepstones, which is that chain of islands in between Essos and Westeros. And then they're like, hey, fuck you guys. Fuck off, Triarchy. There's this dude named Kragus Crabfeeder who I initially thought had grayscale. We've seen him a bunch. He's wearing what looks like a piece of a harpy mask, right? And he's got these burns all over his body. He's the one like villain looking dude that they've been showing in the teasers and the trailers. And the main reason being is because he's got those burns all over his body. He's wearing a mask. He kind of looks like he might be someone inflicted with grayscale. He just looks like a bad guy, right? So that's why they're showing him that much. But honestly, I'm not even gonna say spoiler alert for this one, but the way he dies is kind of, it's a badass fight in between him and Daemon. I will say that, but it's like he shouldn't be being shown that much. Like he's like a villain, but not really, right? Unless the show does something that delineates away from canon, it's kind of like, he gets yeah. Do you guys want me to say it? Type in the chat if you want me to say it. Do y'all want to know what happens to Kragus Crab Feeder? Let me know. Type in the chat right now. The first comment I see, I'm going to say it. Let me know. All right. Is that one? Oh, no, I don't see one yet. I'm going to say it. This is a spoiler warning, right? That little bing, bing, bing thing, right? He's beheaded by Daemon in single combat with Dark Sister. There's actually an image of it in Fire and Blood. And that sounds exciting, but getting back to what I was saying, it's weird that they were showing. It's not weird. I just explained why they were showing him that much. But yeah, he's gonna die. Don't worry. And also, whoa, why did I just highlight my comment? Howdy from Texas. How's it going? How's our armory? How's it going? This is my ADD in live, and then I'm drinking a Coke, so it's gonna make it even worse. Sugar, baby. Spoil all. All right, cool. All right, we're doing this. Yes. All right, let's do this. All right. I just said it. Done. Retroactively done, right? Devon Sharika says, can't wait to see Kragus Drahar. Seems like they really... Do you want some soda? No. I don't really like giving you soda, but I'm going to give you a little bit. Just a little bit of soda. Yeah. Oh. I don't think y'all can see him. Yeah, you can't see him. He's out of frame. But yeah, so there we go. All right, so back to this comment. Devon Sharika says, can't wait to see Kragus Drahar. Seems like they really made him the Ramsay of Hot D. The way he is nailing his victims. And my son's speech jamming me, so I'm going to put on my headphones. Yes, thank you. When I get louder, you get louder, and then I can't think. I know. It's okay. You can be as loud as you want. Yeah. I'm just going to put my headphones on. Yeah. I should have brought the tablet up here so I could be playing Barney for you. I might have to go grab that. Can't wait to see Kragus Drahar. Seems like they really... well, that doesn't help at all. I can still hear him. What if I do this? Is that too loud? All right. Let me know if the background music gets too loud. Baby, you gotta relax. Daddy's gotta think. No more speech jamming, okay? Let me go get a distraction, friend. BRB, pause the stream. Yeah, I'll play the same song that we were listening to. People like that. Oh, well, this comment kind of goes the opposite of what I was saying, which is that he's like a one and done villain, dude. I mean, I think if anybody's like Ramsay on this show right now, he's literally riling up the Gold Coast and telling them, like, we're going on the hunt, boys. Y'all ready for the hunt? Whoa, you got out of the damn thing? One day he figured out he can climb out of that fucking thing, and he's been doing it ever since. Please don't do that. Yeah, I know. It does look it does look pretty intense the way he's nailing his victims to the post like that. Daemon's gonna get him back. I don't know if he'll behead him in single combat or if he'll like you know, knock him out and then nail him to the post, because it looked like, spoiler alert again here, it looked like that's what was happening to him in one of the scenes, or the actor that plays him. But yeah, jumping back in the chat here, I'm gonna do the anatomy of a scene thing real quick because I want to make sure I get that out. I got some good thoughts on that before he starts acting crazy. All right. Oh God, not Barney. Yes, right. But I'm gonna be honest, it might annoy me because of the repetition, and I watched Barney as a kid, so he's basically, it wasn't annoying at first. It's just that's all he watches, right? It's like me with Game of Thrones, but he learns like something new every day. Like almost everything he's learned, as far as saying hi, bye, I love you, all that stuff. It's thanks to Barney, so that's pretty amazing. Hell yeah. Oh shit, we got a channel member. What's up, buddy? John Haymaker. Sorry if that was loud. I have my headphones on now. I kind of can't hear how loud my voice gets, but that's awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. If everybody's watching this is unaware, a channel member is basically someone who gets to watch my videos ad-free, right? So I'm not sure. I think the lowest tier is $1.99, and you get to watch everything I put out ad-free. And then also I get a portion of the ad revenue, like a portion of that payment monthly gets put into my ad revenue. So that's fucking awesome. Thanks for joining, John. Hell yeah. Long time watcher too. I remember seeing his comments all the way back in, I think like 2016, 2017, which is when I started YouTube. So that's dope. Kill the tunes, decrease the volume by half. Oh shit. I'm glad I saw that. Okay. Let me turn it. I'll just turn it off. Sorry about that. My son was speech jamming me, so I was trying to combat that. Are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah. Could we see the wall in House of the Dragon? Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna see the wall for sure. We're gonna see. There's not a canonical reason why we should see the wall, but here, let me drop this video. Okay. Relax. Yeah, you're doing it on purpose. Yeah. What was I about to do? Oh yeah, YouTube, the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna drop a video that I just did on that. Instead of answering that question, I can do you one better. I just made a video on it. Yeah. Yeah. All right, putting it in the chat right now. Yeah. But yeah, in my opinion, we'll at least get a shot of it. Like they'll do like all right. So yeah, like I was saying, we will if we don't like actually see the Night's Watch, it'll probably get referenced, and then we may see it in like some B-roll footage, right? We kind of have to see all of the established places that made Game of Thrones so iconic, right? So Castle Black, House Stark, Winterfell, right? Maybe Casterly Rock. Like there's a strong chance we're gonna see Casterly Rock in probably season 2, season 3. Depends on when the Lannisters start to get involved with Dance of the Dragons, and there's a specific moment where forces are coming from Casterly Rock, like out of the west, and that's a good chance at that point in the storyline that we could see Casterly Rock. We've already seen King's Landing, we've already seen Dragonstone. We have to see those iconic locations, like they've said 1,000 times, and that's that all the characters are dead, and we're not going to be seeing similar faces. We still have to see similar places, because that's what makes Game of Thrones. Like, we're not going to be spending nowhere near as much time up north, but we could still see up north this season, right? So if it's, spoiler alert, supposed to end the way I think it's going to end, and that's the dance over Shipbreaker Bay, we will probably get a glimpse of Jacaerys, Prince of Dragonstone, arriving and treating with Cregan, and maybe even with Sarah Snow. I think if they do that, if the season ends with the dance over Shipbreaker Bay, that's kind of something that will take longer to build up. So if anything, we'll probably just see Jace depart and go north, and then season 2 would open with all of those familiar sites. We'll probably get a bunch of House Stark members. We'll get Cregan, right? We may even see his uncle Bernard. Like, well, no, I guess he'd be deposed by that time. Cregan's already taken over. So it'll be awesome. And I think that's a good thing to save for season 2. For one, because of how tragic Dance Over Shipbreaker Bay is. So you kind of open on a happier note. Like, we get that familiarity with, House Stark and Winterfell. And then also, it's just, like I said, I don't know. It's just a good way to build up that storyline, because everybody wants to know what actually happens with Jacaerys, Sarah Snow, and Cregan. Supposedly Jacaerys and Cregan become like best buddies, and they go hunting, and apparently a pact of ice and fire is made. So that's a lot, and I think that would be better saved for season 2, especially if we're ending with Shipbreaker Bay. It's like confirmed that's what's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Aemon, which is why we've seen 2 different shots of Aemon in the promotional material. I wouldn't be surprised if Aemon and Lucerys and Jacaerys are given more screen time, and then we get a heavier focus on the Greens in season 2, and that's when we get more of Aegon. Like, we're gonna see Aegon crowned at the end of the season. God damn, I'm just dropping spoilers left and right. But I've said spoiler warning like 5 times. Aegon 2 is gonna get crowned in contrast with Rhaenyra. So maybe we'll get like a little bit of who Aegon is, but we'll get more of his character development in season 2. And like I said, they're gonna focus on Aemon and Lucerys and Jacaerys. We have to focus on Jacaerys a little bit because he's the oldest son that Rhaenyra has. So yeah, I don't know. It'd be pretty interesting. To finish answering that question, I would love to see. He got out again. Yo, what are you doing, Luke? Come on, boy. Bro, here, I'm just gonna let you play, but don't grab all the stuff in the background, please. Okay, relax. First thing you do here, let me sit you in my lap then. All right. Well, I don't need the headphones on anymore then, because you can't speech jam me if I'm holding you. All right, so I'll try to do the anatomy of a scene, and then I'll get out of here. I want to keep answering questions in the chat. We got like 90 people watching us right now, Lucas. No. Yes. So yeah, to finish up answering that question, I would love to see the wall. I just don't. We have a stronger chance of seeing it in season 2. I don't know if it's going to happen in the first season. John Haymaker says, "Will we see this?" Stop! You cannot do that. No, sir. No. You want it? Okay. You want the tablet? Here, you can play with the tablet. Here, stop. Relax. You're showing out, dude. Luke, come here. Sit down and play with that. You don't do this. You're showing out. I'm being too nice. Here. He does the same shit when we have people over. He like starts not behaving. Wow. Everybody with kids knows that's why it's so hard for me to consistently make so many videos every day. Whatever. Oh, poor me. I have a son. Let's stop right there. Will we see the Sept of Baelor? No. Baelor is fuck. Whoa. Don't break the tablet, dude. Baelor is the son of Aegon III, right? Baelor is one of his sons. Let me double check that. If I'm not mistaken, Baelor is one of Aegon III's son, and Aegon III is the one who sits the throne in the end. So I think he has... No. Okay, so his brother Viserys, Rhaenyra's son who's lost, comes back. He's found by Alan Oakenfist. He's like basically ransomed to him, right? Retracing thoughts, right? And then who takes over after Aegon III? It's not Baelor right away, right? I guess it is. Baelor is fuck. We're not going to answer your question. No, we're not going to see the Sept of Baelor. He's way after this story. Baelor is a fucking idiot. If you're unaware, Baelor the Blessed, I think he is the son of Aegon the Third, because the drawings, like I'm thinking back, the drawings look very similar to how he was depicted in Fire and Blood when we see Aegon the Third. Baelor is an idiot. Basically, he builds some of the things that he's done. He builds this thing called the Maiden Vault, right? And Targaryens, you know, they're very sexual beings, but apparently Baelor was just too good to be like other Targaryens. So he builds this Maiden Vault and puts all of the sisters that he's supposed to have sex with and marry. He puts them in the vault, and he's like, I don't want to be tempted. I don't want to be tempted. He basically holds them hostage. At one point, one of his sisters that he's supposed to fuck cuts all of her hair off and gives it to him. And she's like, this is my crown. Can I please leave? I'm not going to have sex with you. I'll be away. And he's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. Then another thing that this dumbass does is, no. Daemon the Young Dragon talking this out is what makes me figure shit out. Daemon the Young Dragon is the one who takes over after Aegon the Third. Aegon the Third has a son with a Dornish woman. Daemon the Young Dragon. He doesn't look like a typical Targaryen, right? This guy, pretty badass. He conquers Dorne at like 17. But then when you look at it from the other side, he's an idiot because he also dies conquering Dorne, right? So anyway, when Daemon the Young Dragon is down in Dorne, he does something and he gets what's his name? He's a dragon knight. This is when all the dragons are dead. So there's none of these Targaryens have dragons. But this dude, is it Aemon the Dragon Knight? He gets captured in the process of Daemon the Young Dragon trying to conquer Dorne, which he supposedly successfully does, but then they revolt like immediately, so he has to go back down there and fix shit. So it's not really conquering Dorne. Anyway, but he had the right idea. So in the process, one of the Targaryen princelings is locked up. I believe it's Aemon the Dragon Knight. He's locked up in this cage, and below him is this pit of vipers. So Baelor, during the process of Daemon the Young Dragon warring with Dorne, he gets a bunch of hostages, right? And he's the hostages are about to get executed, because Daemon the Young Dragon is killed in Dorne, right? So instead of doing that, when Baelor takes over, instead of killing all of the Dornish hostages, he walks them back to Dorne. This dumbass walks them. They walk back to Dorne from King's Landing, right? And he's giving them all their hostages, and he discovers this dude who's his cousin, Aemon the Dragon Knight. I think it's who it is. Correct me in the chat. But he basically says, like he's in a cage with a pit of vipers underneath him, and he's like, the dude in the cage is like, Baelor, it's cool. Go to the other town, get some help. The way that they have this shit set up, it's not good, man. All those snakes, it means death. Please go get some help. But Baelor, he's so stupid, right? One of the reasons why he fasts a lot is because he's holy. He tries to be like this Puritan leader. There's a famous English king who is a direct. Please stop doing that. You're gonna get us locked out of the. iPad. Here, no. Here, right here, Luke, right here. You can keep playing with it. Just don't lock us out of the iPad. Right. So there's this there's this English puritanical king that this dude is modeled after. But anyway, like there was this one English king who thought he was made of glass, so that he put metal spikes in him to hold himself together because he thought he was going to shatter. Random fact I just remembered. That's what I was thinking of. But anyway, Baelor the Blessed is an idiot. He ends up walking through the pit of vipers to get his cousin out of the cage that he's in. And obviously he according to the singers, the vipers bowed their heads as Baelor walked by. But in all actuality, I die laughing every single time I hear this or read this. He's struck like half a dozen times, and he's like delirious. And ever since this moment forward, he's never really the same. And we're talking about Baelor, who is like I said, two kings removed from the Dance of the Dragons, because Aegon the Third is the king at the end of the dance, and then his son Daemon takes over, and then Daemon dies in a war, and then Baelor takes over. And then after Baelor, if I'm not mistaken, that's Aegon the Unworthy, right? I don't know. So to answer your question, no, we won't see that. Oh shit, how did I miss this? We got a $10 super chat. Thank you. The North Must Remember, who actually has a YouTube channel here on YouTube. Make sure you go follow him. He makes if I'm not mistaken, it's kind of like a remake of Game of Thrones season 8. So really fun. Make sure you go watch his shit and go subscribe. And when I say shit, I don't mean it's shit. I mean it's content. I've been saying shit a lot in my videos, trying to get people to subscribe. Like, I don't think it's a bad way to refer to my videos here on YouTube. But anyway, other people do. So anyway, yeah, go follow this guy. He says, theory, Council of 233, Maester Aemon offered the crown and told of Aegon's song. Because of this, he rejected the crown and decided, wait. When Maester Aemon, who's in the initial story, Maester Aemon dies on his way to Old Town with Sam, but in the TV show, he dies of old age right after telling Jon Snow to kill the boy and let the man be born. And he does tell Jon that, and he does think that someone is Egg, his younger brother, the king after. Fuck, I'm getting so sidetracked. But what was the question here? So his theory is that the reason why Aegon the Unlikely, Egg from Dunk and Egg, got offered the crown is because Maester Aemon got the actual crown, but then was told that secret that, Aegon. So this is something new. This is a newer theory. It wouldn't have been possible, not that long ago. But well, I mean, George released that information a while, but this TV show universe is canon, right? So every ruler since Aegon knows that a great threat is coming from the north in the form of the White Walkers. So it's your job to have a Targaryen on the throne to defend civilization, right? That's kind of what happens at the end, except for Daenerys never officially sits the Iron Throne. And I'm pretty sure the way that it ended in the initial TV show, the original series, is probably going to be different from the books, but also the Jon Snow show is going to come out. So the Jon Snow show is probably going to be the actual ending of the original Game of Thrones TV show, if I'm thinking. So he thinks that this is why Aemon initially rejected the crown. Aemon, blind Maester Aemon at the Wall, initially rejected the crown and went there because he knew that, there's a threat coming from that area. Very, very much possible. If that's the case, I'm kind of mad at blind Maester Aemon for not telling more people about it, like he kind of does. But then he's ultimately, when he finds out about Daenerys, he's like, I gotta get to Daenerys. I gotta get to her, right? So that could be one of the reasons why he says that. Luke, did you lock aside of the tablet, baby? Are you watching Barney? Oh yeah, you are still cool. And then the last part is this also basically why Bloodraven went there? That's probably exactly. Bloodraven didn't. Okay, so if you're unaware, Bloodraven is the old man with Breanne who shows him the visions of the birth of Jon Snow and when Ned Stark was younger, right? Bloodraven in the books is this old motherfucker who, like, in Game of Thrones season 5, he looks exactly like how the TV show tried to depict him, right? He's this old guy who's basically more skeleton than man. He's got roots going through his face, and he's been north of the wall for quite a while, right? So what ends up happening with Dunk and Egg is that basically Bloodraven commits treason, right? So Bloodraven is a warg. He's got these group of archers that follow him. They all use weirwood bows and weirwood arrows, and they're wargs, and they're known as the Raven's Teeth, right? So he's a battle commander and an advisor. He's handed the king, right? But he basically commits treason. He kills one of his family members under the word of the king that this character, I believe it's Bittersteel, has the protection of the king, but Bloodraven kills him, right? So Bloodraven, as soon as Aegon the Unlikely, or Egg from the Dunk and Egg series, as soon as he takes over, he sends Bloodraven north of the wall, right? So the Northwest Remembers asking me, is that why Bloodraven willingly accepted that fate? Because no one, and this is specifically mentioned in the books, no one intercepts Bloodraven on his way north of the wall. And that could be why he willingly stayed there. Also, it would just make the most sense if anybody knows about it for him, because he doesn't just get dragon dreams. He's a full-on warg. And part of that reason is, if I'm not mistaken, he's half blood of the old men, right? Let me look that up because that's one thing that I need. That's the first time I have to look something up, but let's do this. Parents. Mother. Yeah, Melissa Blackwood. Northern Blood. Hell yeah. Sarhans is on this shit, boy. All right, let's go back to the episode 2 photos. We got all the way to talking about Dunkin' Egg. All right, so here's an image of Emily Carey playing Queen Alicent. Luke, are you ordering something from Amazon? I'm gonna have to cancel that. At least you ordered what was in the cart and not something weird. She's clearly talking with the king. She's wearing a green dress. I would love it if this show started subtly making the characters wear their colors more and more, right? So it's going to eventually be known as the Greens versus the Blacks, or the Queen's Party versus the Princess Party. It's actually really interesting because the Queen is not who you think if you haven't read the story. It's not Rhaenyra, it's Queen Alicent, right? Rhaenyra never officially becomes queen because Rhaenyra has her crown usurped from her by the older version of Alicent right here. And before the show came out and before I saw the actor's performance, it was really easy for me to act like how I do when I'm reading the story, which is that, oh, you did something I don't like. I hate you right now. And then say something like, this cunt, she's the reason why the king, blah, yada, yada. But now that I've seen their performances, it's harder to say that because I don't know. I'm going to be rooting for different people in different scenes. I'm honestly rooting for everybody, or the one true hero of this story, the many-faced god of death, because all men must serve and all men must die. Each death in this show is going to progress the storyline. Literally. And I guess I don't have to say this, but Alicent is one of the few people who makes it all the way to the end. And I think it's actually genius to make this show only 3 or 4 seasons, right? So shorter, so that these actresses can come back and play their characters in the Corlys the Sea Snake show. So really, we're getting to see the dragons when they're little, when they're at their prime, and then right when they die. And then everybody's going to be like, fuck, I love these dragons. I wish we could see more. Bam, Corlys the Sea Snake show comes out, and he's got 9 voyages. And each one of those 9 voyages, he gets older and older and closer to the age he was when the dance started. So that'd be pretty cool. So that'd be pretty fucking awesome. I don't know. I think they're doing a really, really good job. I like Emily Carey's performance of Alicent because it's dope. I thought she was going to be like this annoying, like, oh my God. Like, I thought she would be like remember when Cersei had the Maggie the Frog prophecy flashback when she was a child and she's like being really annoying and like talking shit to Maggie the Frog and like she cuts her finger, gets the vision, right? That I thought she was going to be like that with a mix of like Sansa when she gets smacked in the face by the potatoes by Arya and she's like, Arya! And Sansa used to be really annoying to watch earlier on. 2 reasons. One, because the character is younger, and then also the actress was trying to figure out the role, right? So then eventually got easier to watch. That's what I thought was going to happen with Emily Carey's character, Alicent, because like that would, I don't know, I thought, okay, they do that to make it callbacks to like when Arya and Sansa were younger, and Rhaenyra is going to be like Arya, the tomboy pulling pranks on Alicent. No, it's actually the complete opposite of that. They're like best friends, and everybody's pretty mild, evenly tempered. Totally believable. She didn't ham it up. She didn't overperform, which is fucking dope. And that's kind of what Sophie Turner was guilty of, and she's admitted this in interviews. Earlier on, because she was still a young actress, but Emily Carey is an established actress. She's had this shit for, she's been doing this shit for a while, so that's fucking dope. But also, she's not like so well known that the actor is going to overshadow the role, so it's fucking dope. It probably will after the show ends, because I'm pretty sure she's going to be like a superstar, but I don't know. Thank you for that super chat, man. Let's see. Irie Fan Geek says there should be a 3-eyed raven twist that we find out that he's not as good as we all think. Then Jon Snow would have to kill his ass in the Snow Show to bring balance to the world. My theory. Yeah, actually, to be honest, a lot of people have had a similar train of thought, just because as soon as everybody found out about the Johns, are you doing the thing again? Let me see. Okay, well, come over here. Play with it over here. Because you tripped. I shouldn't have unlocked it. I should have. Here. So yeah, when you hear about the Jon Snow show, you're like, okay, he's north of the wall. There's got to be a Night King plot tied in with that. So then the next thing is like, obviously, they're gonna what some people think make amends for how shitty the ending was, if not the actual ending of the show, because that was really good. I'm upset about it because ultimately Daenerys died, but I like every single other character. So the way that their character ended, like, I'm not questioning the writing choices. I'm just saying the character, how the character ended on the TV show. If you like Jon Snow, there couldn't have been a better ending for him other than marrying Daenerys, but that's not what happened. So the next best thing, going back to the north where he was truly happy with Ygritte, right? But as soon as you find out they're doing a Jon Snow show spinoff, that's the next thought, is they're going to try to add on to it. Because remember, they didn't just make the White Walker plot seem really important and then make it fizzle out and then have the episode really dark, right? They didn't just do that. They also cut a ton of characters from the books. Like, people love to say there's no knights, there's not even a Night King in the books. Not yet, because George hasn't gotten there yet, and there probably won't be a main baddie, like one particular bad guy. It makes more sense if George keeps it the way it is, and that, like, you know, certain characters are interacting directly with the White Walkers, like Sam in when he's north of the wall with the party that Lord Commander Mormont right? So Sam has an encounter with the White Walkers at the Fist of the First Men. We've all seen this, right? And then he also kills a White Walker, right? So it's going to be probably more like that in the book. So yeah, there's no Night King per se, but the show had to be like, okay, this is the bad guy, right? So I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is anything we could say with like typing a comment online or me trying to describe something without actual footage from a non-existent TV show is going to sound corny. So anybody who has their doubts about the Jon Snow show, just wait and see, because it's probably going to be fucking amazing. They've had time to think about it. And also, George seems like he's way more hands-on. Like, I've said this 1,000 times, but everybody should be sucking Ryan Condal's dick right now, dude. Like, for real. Like, this show is amazing. And I've been saying this for the past 2 years, like, wait till it comes out, because it might actually suck, because a lot of TV shows that come out where they change the lore, like how they've done, you know, it doesn't turn out for the good, right? It fucking sucks. So I said, wait for the show to come out. That's what I'm going to do. I've learned my lesson with trying to just be like, for Game of Thrones season 8, I said dragons could shit on screen and it doesn't matter. It would be really good. Obviously, in certain moments, you could equate certain things to very similar things to happen to that. And that's obviously not the case. It wasn't the best thing ever. It was the ending to the best show ever, right? I've always said season 8 doesn't change Game of Thrones as a whole, but I've also said with this show, wait until it comes out and see. So it's fucking awesome. I don't even know what I'm responding to at this point. Luke, can you help me out? What was I just saying? You don't know? Did it lock you out? Let me see. Looks like I missed another super chat. Did I? Oh, shit, I did. No comment from Pebbles. Pebbles83, thank you for that. Hang on, baby. Hang on. Here. It stinks like dragon in here. Hell yeah. Pebbles83 said, I think with this dream, by the way, thank you for that super chat. I think with this dream, Jon is Azor High and Dany is the prince that was promised. A 50-50 split. Right. That's how they could frame this. Setting it up. Jon Snow's story is not finished. Daenerys' story is not finished. Even though Emilia Clarke says she's not going to be down to join. Hasn't there been times where she's lied canonically before, right? Isn't that like an actor's job to lie? I mean, not canonically. I just like saying that word. Isn't it? Hasn't there been times where she's lied before and like the show comes out and her lie is proven to be false, right? With certain things she said about the show. So wouldn't be the furthest thing. Maybe she meant right then and there she wasn't interested in it. And maybe it's because they hadn't given her enough fucking money yet, right? Like, just imagine. We all know how much, well, we don't know how much they made. We know what the rumors are for what they made last season. And honestly, like there's probably you could probably offer her like Friends final season of Friends salary, and she'd be like, okay, I changed my mind. I wasn't lying because at the time I didn't want to do it, right? You kind of can't bring back a Jon Snow show and have it go for more than 6 episodes without ultimately saying something about Daenerys and saying what happened to her character. And if she isn't brought back and they try to play it off as like Daenerys is not special enough to be resurrected, then I would set up my tripod. I would turn my camera on 4K and I would set it to capture 120 frames per second so you could all see me shove my head through a screen. Because how can Daenerys save the world and then not be important enough to be resurrected? If you have this Jon Snow show and Daenerys is not on the plans, is not on the board, fuck off. Like, I love Jon Snow. I got a Stark right there, right? But if Daenerys isn't in the plans, it's got to be 6 episodes and then fuck off. Like it's just this is Jon's happy moment kind of thing. And like maybe the only reason why to bring back Jon Snow per se in this Jon Snow show is to kill him. So maybe the only point to have this show is to ultimately give him a proper death, right? So because one of the things, and I'm sure a lot of fans feel this way, is that you can't just kill the fucking queen of the world, kind of, and then get away with it. You kind of get to do what you want. You're back, Lord Commander, north of the wall, king in the north, right? That doesn't happen. So maybe what they're gonna do is like, yes, Daenerys is dead. We're gonna have this Jon Snow show. It's gonna be 1 season. Like it might only be 8 episodes, 6 episodes, but it's ultimately about Jon Snow dying. So maybe there's a wildling warg chief north of the wall. Like they could bring in characters from the books. There's this one dude whose name I can't remember, which is so stupid, but it's also because he's brought in like a Dance of Dragons in the last couple of POVs of Jon. But he has this giant boar who's like bigger than Ghost, and Jon knows that if the two of them started scrapping, this dude's a warg, by the way. This wildling guy's a fucking warg, but he's warging his animal that he wargs. Jon's is the direwolf Ghost. The wildling who Jon lets a bunch of wildlings south of the wall, just like he does in the TV show. And one of them has this fucking big ass boar. And Jon knows that if the two of them butt heads, it means death for both Ghost and the boar, or Ghost, so Jon is avoiding this dude. So they could do something like that, bring in that character. Jon's trying to mind his own business, and then wildlings are wildlings. They're people, right? They're going to start wars, and then a war happens, and Jon's involved with that, and then ultimately he dies, and then maybe they'll try to do like spin-offs of 6 episodes on other characters. So I don't know. Of the dark side. I like to say it like Palpatine. That's Vader that says it, but I like to say it like Palpatine. If you do it, if you only knew the power of the dark side. Right. He's over there like, Daddy never lets me on this iPad this long. What the fuck is happening? Yeah, you got us locked out. iPad is unavailable. Try again in 5 minutes. That didn't take that long. That took about 20 minutes, Luke. 20 minutes to lock us out. No. Here. Where are your headphones? Here. There you go. Here. All right, let me do another photo, and then I'll jump right back in the chat. Thank you for that comment and question, or super chat and question, Pebbles83. What was one that we haven't done yet? Here we go. All right. I wish it would let me. Can it let me? I can't zoom in on that. All right. So this is, let's see if we can't name these motherfuckers. We got Viserys down at the end, Sir Otto Hightower to his right. Well, my right, right? Rhys Ifans. And then not Harwin Strong and not Laurie Strong. So that must be Lionel Strong, right? Then Grandmaster Mellos, then Rhaenyra, then Lord Lyman Beesbury, and then Corlys. They're having a small council meeting. Not much to say other than that. It's probably really clear. Or, I'm sorry. To me, this is a really clear image. it's just another scene showing that Rhaenyra is the cupbearer. She's learning what it's like to govern a kingdom. And we're learning just like she's learning. And then ultimately, we're going to get fucked just like how she gets fucked when her crown gets taken for. Let's see. Let's do one more image because I didn't have a lot to say about that one. Daemon holding the egg. I've seen two things repeated. And if you all could help me spread this on social media, let's see. We got like 50 people watching us, right? We got like 80 people watching us. Dope, right? Help me spread this on social media. Two things. One is to stop comparing him to Vijo from Ghostbusters. It's hilarious. The first time I saw that meme, I was like, yo, this is genuinely funny. This is really funny. He does look a lot like that dude. He looks like a younger version of that dude. Hilarious. And it's because his eyebrows are hard to see, right? Matt Smith, the actor, ain't got no eyebrows. I ain't got no eyebrows neither, hardly. And then the other thing, I forgot the other thing because I spent so much time talking about that. Oh, yeah. He does look like Orlando Bloom. That also was very funny the first time I seen it, but it's getting corny. Let's come up with something different. I can't wait till we have, like I said, more episodes under our belt, and then that's when the memes are going to be super hot and fresh. Luke, please stop. I'm about to give you the tablet back as soon as it opens. It's locked because guess what? You try to put in the code too many times. Here. All right. Go ahead. Do your thing, buddy. Oh, Jesus. Hey, I love your videos, but in the middle of your video, because I caught it late, I just wanted to say I had to cut it off because you were wrong about Daemon. Please read the subject you want to touch first. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Elaborate. Are you talking about Daemon the Young Dragon or Daemon on this TV show? Like what? Sir Hunts, I hope Jon Snow show is 10 episodes and not rushed. Oh, yeah. Let me try to find some comments about all that stuff I was saying about Jon Snow. I agree. I don't know if 10 episodes, if it can be 10, like you say, not rushed, but I have a fear with 10 episodes. If they're not bringing back Daenerys, it has to be a one-off kind of thing. They can't milk it for multiple seasons. So I have that opposite fear of it may be too long and there just may be a money grabbing opportunity. The one story to tell left with Jon Snow, if it doesn't involve Daenerys, I'm a rational fan of Daenerys. Emilia Clarke, I'm a bit of an irrational fan of, right? Like if I had the chance to meet her, I probably would come up with some way to avoid it because I'd be too nervous. And if I had to interview her, it wouldn't be a good interview, right? Like I'm lying out of my ass. But no, that's like how big of a fan I am as her, of Emilia Clarke. But the character Daenerys, that's different. Obviously, there's like 1,000 characters in this story. So now that I've read the entire story several times, everybody does shit differently. So there's some things in the books that I'm not a fan of with Daenerys, and it's hard to separate her character from the TV show version because that's the only ending we've had, and that's the only ending we've had for so long. So ultimately, what I try to do every time I'm rereading her last few POVs in the Dance of Dragons is like try to equate it to how it's gonna break down on the actual TV, or I'm sorry, in the actual story when George finishes and wins a winter in the Dream of Spring. How are they going to get to that point? And it's probably going to be, okay, Daenerys is going to have another Dance of Dragons. The two of her other dragons, instead of one of them being ridden by the Night King, is probably going to be ridden by who everybody thinks is fake, Aegon, right? Or there's a lot of other people with the blood of the dragon still rolling around. Maybe Brown Ben Plum. It's always joked about how he has a drop of dragon's blood, and also Tyrion, right? He could be the Mad King's son, right? All of Tywin's children with Joanna Lannister could be the Mad King's son. So if that's the case, how did I get to talking about it? I don't know. I wasn't saying it was Daemon in the Pit of Vipers. I was saying Daemon was dead. And after Daemon, Baelor the Blessed. I might have switched the names around for 1 second, but you can't sit here and tell me the past 60 minutes of me just spitting knowledge at your ass with no fucking notes, right? I have guidelines that tell me, okay, talk about this, now talk about this, talk about that, right? That you're going to sit here and be like, I can't watch your videos because you fucked up one name. Bye. See you later. There's like 100 other people watching that are probably enjoying this shit. So you don't be petty like that, dude. I'm pretty sure I might have mixed up one name. I saw Jason Momoa at a concert once, but I didn't get to talk to him. Nice. That's dope. Would you want to see ET one day? Yeah. Hell yeah. There's people, I've seen 3 comments. One of them on my video and the other 2 were on Twitter. One of them might have been on Facebook, right? Someone said that there's not much to tell with ET. I don't think that's true. I think there's people say it's like a carbon copy of China. Okay. Tell me in actual Chinese history, right? Not Chinese mythology, in ancient mythology in China, right? Tell me in Chinese history where they had this crazy shit going on where they, okay, all right, to be fair, it has a lot of similar characteristics. The people have similar names, right? But it's set in a Song of Ice and Fire. So there's a lot of shit to talk about there. To answer your question, I would love to see, maybe we don't even have to see a show based on Yi or the Great Empire of the Dawn or whatever they're going to do for one of the spinoffs. Maybe we could just hear a character reference that more often, and maybe we could see concept art that was officially commissioned from the Game of Thrones show or officially commissioned by George of it. I don't know. I mean, we have seen that, but that would be dope. Thank you for telling me I have great videos too. Wait. Oh, sorry, I'll go back to that comment. Was that one? Some people just look wrong. I will say this. I saw something. Oh yeah, whoa. I saw something. It was an interview with. I hear you. You can do the speech jamming thing again. No. Okay. I saw an interview with the actor Paddy Considine, the one who plays Viserys, and he said that all of their wigs were custom made, and that sometimes the wigs are so specific because in different lighting, and contrasted with the actor's face, the wigs will look crazy. So each one of these wigs were hand sculpted, and he also said that his wig specifically, careful, don't mush the kitty, don't mush him. Don't push. I know. Go, run, kitty, run. He's telling you to get away so he doesn't mush you. But he said that his wig was inspired or made from Daenerys's wig. So I think the problem is people watch the show in different formats. Watch out. People watch the show in different formats, and that means that they're seeing obviously the same TV show, but different qualities of it. So unless you're watching the show in a higher quality, so your monitor is like at least like obviously most people's shit is 1080p, right? But to be honest, isn't the show in 4K? There's probably a lot of people that have some sort of 4K. Like if you have a newer iPhone or if you have a 4K TV, you caught them on sale on Black Friday, they're like $100, right? If you watch it on that, depending on your streaming quality, that's probably like how much your internet is. Like if your bit rate is lowered when you're watching something, it's not going to look as good. I can say this because I watched the shit downloaded, right? So I fucking downloaded the leaked episode, and then I watched it live when it came out on HBO Max. It was amazing. I remember thinking, like, when I'm making this video, I'm going to have to make a comment about how bad the CGI is. I'm not going to talk shit about the wigs because they looked bad in the leaked version, right? But I was like, the CGI is laughably terrible at scenes. Like, at the very end, when Caraxes is taken off, he looks like a fucking wave and his body's all lopsided and shit in the leaked version. But then I watched it on HBO Max in our 4K TV downstairs. Fucking that shit was dope. Not to mention our internet speed is like for this month while the show is on a gigabit, so super fast. Looked amazing. I didn't even mention that in my live stream or in my video because I would have felt like an idiot because I watched the leaked version and I'm like, this quality is poor, right? That's why. That's what I think. Why everybody feels differently about the wigs and also the quality of the CGI. Let's see. Let me go back some. Grey Worm hunting Jon. I would. Didn't he say they're going to the Isle of Butterflies? He's gonna die. They're all gonna die of that butterfly fever. Eagles, Sixers fan, keeping it real. They have Drogon come and find Jon and bond with him. I don't think he would bond with him. I think he was basically saying, I'm smarter than you are because I realized that my mom wasn't an evil person. This was the thing that was making her act like an evil person. But I think also he's a dragon, right? So the dragon, Drogon, is like, if I see you again, if you cross paths with me again, or if you come hunting after Daenerys, which Drogon is smart enough to know to melt the Iron Throne, because that's what ultimately made Daenerys act that way in the TV show. I'm just pretending the logic was super legit, right? If we pretend that, that's what made Daenerys act that way. So Drogon is smart enough. You can't bang this into the glass computer case. You tripping, bro. No. You're tripping. All right, here we go. Bam. Yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, yeah, have a meltdown. But yeah, so really, all right, I'm gonna mute this so y'all don't have to hear that. Are you done or are you finished? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Nothing. All right, here. Okay, stop crying. You can't bang that into the glass on the computer. You can't do that. That's not okay. I was on a really long ADHD spiral train of thought. So to finish answering your question, man, I don't think Drogon would bond with him. I think he's basically telling him, if I see you again, it's on sight, you bitch. You know what I mean? Like, he's letting him know, I'll let you live this, probably because Drogon, they're said to be as intelligent as humans, right? Drogon knew that Jon wasn't going to be able to get away with that and pay for it, right? Drogon was aware of, maybe Drogon, being a dragon, wanted to wait until he brought Daenerys back. That's what I was getting at. He was going to take Daenerys. Everybody fucking knows this. It's been said a million times. Taking Daenerys to the Temple of Aurora of Atlantis, right? Kinvara, that probably been that everybody makes fun of why we saw her was stupid because she didn't really play a part in the show at all. But what if we saw her just because we would know, hey, 2 seasons from now when she dies, this is where Drogon's bringing her. So maybe Drogon left Jon alive because he wanted Daenerys to get the satisfaction of killing him and killing his whole family, right? That would be super evil. That'd be Targaryen evil if it's that way. It's not based on canon, obviously, but if they wanted to go that route, they could. I just don't think that. I think he was basically saying, like, I'm going to let you live because I realized my mom was acting a little bit weird too. Maybe she did. Maybe she did not deserve to have that happen to her, but I'm just letting you know, no one's sitting on this thing anymore. That won't happen again, right? Also, dragons are wiser than people because they have a longer lifespan. So maybe, obviously, Drogon was born at the beginning of the first season, but or the end of the first season. But I don't know. There's some mystical shit with him. So maybe he inherits knowledge from other dragons. Also, Drogon is technically fossilized, so he's quite a bit older. We may see the birth of the clutch of eggs that Daenerys gets at the wedding with Khal Drogo on the TV show, right? Illyrio Mopatis gives her those fossilized eggs that she hatches, at the end of the show. We may see the birth of those eggs, and if that's the case, because I remember it's obvious because there's this whole story in the books of how they're stolen, right? I'm not going to get into that right now because I want to keep answering comments, right? It's long story short, Jaehaerys says if these eggs pop up, because it happens during his reign, if these eggs do pop up and someone hatches them, we'll hear about it. And he was younger at the time, Farmer Thor, his dragon, they would have ridden into battle and we would have found out about it in Fire and Blood Part 1, right? So basically it's just assumed these eggs that were stolen, right, by Alyssa Farman, are Daenerys' eggs. So getting all the way back to what I was saying, we may actually see the birth of those eggs. And like, that's why I think we might do that, because like I said, they're stolen during the reign of Jaehaerys, and it's possible that we could see, maybe not that would be stupid because it would have to be after this iteration of House of the Dragon, and they would have to go back and tell the story with Jaehaerys. But maybe we could see we could get a confirmation on which dragon laid the clutch of eggs that is supposed to be that fossilized version of eggs. But yeah. All right, another question. Yes, please hit the like. Same. Yep. She would have to be like it would look weird if they did like a whole series and like CGI'd her face onto someone else or something. That would look really weird. And you're right, you cannot replace Amelia. Maybe she wants more gold. John, if he doesn't, I mean, he does have a tendency to do that. That's what Beric Dondarrion was doing. I need a dragon binder. Hell yeah, for this little tyrant man over here. Like, that's what I thought. That I was using the iPad as a dragon binder. But he's like, nah, I'm going to smash it into this glass right here. You like this glass, Daddy? You like this glass? I'm going to smash it. Hell yeah. I have these little smaller ones from like this the Daenerys thing that I have back there, but he would eat them, so I have to wait till he gets older. What's up, man? How goes the dragon heads? They're good. They're good. Bella's with Grandma right now. Thank God. Everybody type in the chat. Thank you, Grandma. She might be watching. She started watching Game of Thrones. Like, not just, I was like, oh, okay, so she watched Game of Thrones. That's cool. She knows it pretty well. Like, can have a conversation with her about the show, which impresses me because very few people that I've ever met in my whole life, ever since I started watching this show and making a YouTube channel, will talk about Game of Thrones. One of the things I used to do at Chipotle would be to try to have conversations with random people. Like, I was on my way to becoming a kitchen manager, right? So I would like train people in shit that I had already done, like people that were just starting. So someone would be coming in for a shift and they'd be like, hey, can you train this person how to work the grill position? I'd be like, all right, cool. So I have someone basically helping me do all my prep and shit because you have to like chop up 50 bags of cilantro, right? I would always be like, hey, you ever seen this show called Game of Thrones? And if they said no to that, then I'd be like, you ever seen this show called Walking Dead? And they'd be like, no. And so I don't know, but yeah. So it's awesome. Like I said, type in the chat. Thank you, Grandma, for watching Bella and for being a Game of Thrones fan. She's watching House of the Dragon. She had some questions. Oh yeah, let's do the anatomy of a scene. Right. That's what I was gonna do. Let's do that. All right. Let's see. I could probably find. Well, no, I could find the picture right here, and it would look better. Okay, so, well, actually, no. Let me go to my Twitter. Why is it not switching? That's weird. Hang on a second. All right. So I tweeted this picture. Speaking of which, go follow me at Sir_Hunts. And then also follow me on Instagram too. Sir_Hunts_reviews. Is this it? I can't really see it. You can kind of see it. This one, yeah, this is the one that I intended. Okay, so if you'll see one of the scenes that I wanted to break down was that I'm not gonna act like I'm hiding it from you guys. Like, oh, here's a big reveal. No, it's this bolt in the side of Syrax's neck, and the scene that I wanted to break down was Syrax entering the dragon pit. I thought it was, there we go. I thought it was, part of the harness, like I thought it was a CGI thing, some kind of just an error or something, right? But then the more in the different angles you can see, like in this picture that I found online, like under the House of the Dragon hashtag on Instagram, I just reposted it because it's just screenshots from the show, nothing special, right? But you can really see it right there when you run through some filters. That's going to be part of the. So not only are they doing, this is another example of how the show is sticking with canon and then expanding upon it and making it better, right? So not only are they doing the saddles, which is canonically something that you have to do to ride a dragon, because not all of the dragons, as we can see, are super spiky, right? And also, it just doesn't make sense to not have a saddle or some sort of way to like ride onto a dragon and sit comfortably, especially if you're going into battle. So the Dragon Lords of Valyria made these things called saddles, right? Same thing they use for horses, right? So this show has those saddles. Daenerys didn't have any on the main show because there was none left around. And Dan and Dave were like, we're not going to look in the source material and be like, oh, she could find an older one and then have Tyrion, who's designed a saddle for fucking Breanne, right, on the TV show. Let's have him make one for Daenerys. No, we don't have time for that. We only have 6 episodes. Let's get through this. We're gonna work for Netflix, right? Anyway, whatever. They still gave us the greatest show of all time, so you can't be that mad at them. But anyway, this show is doing the reins too. That's a bolt to hook in reins, and there's a very specific scene, not with Syrax. Actually, it is with Syrax. Syrax has chains. This is a big spoiler, right? I'll give you 3 seconds. The way Syrax dies is her chains are stuck on her. Oh, no. She's able to get free. She flies up into the top of the pit of the dome of the dragon pit, and then the ceiling comes crashing down on her. So we're going to watch this dragon get stabbed with glass and metal and huge spikes. That's something we all have to look forward to. But anyway, with Daemon's dragon, Caraxes, it's very important to have these bolt holes for the chains to control the dragons, because he doesn't put them on in his final death scene, which is coming in like 2 years. So, and also this fucking book has been out since 2018. So it's really not a spoiler. It'd be like getting mad about the Jon Snow. You got out again, dude? How do you do it? I keep missing how you do it. Come here. Come sit in my lap. Here, you can play. When you're locked out of that iPad, I'll probably have to take it somewhere and get it. No. You can't get on the bed, though, because you're going to hit your head on the wall. Stop. All right, well, Luke is telling me it's time to be daddy. No more YouTubing time. Luke! What the fuck? Are you serious? God damn it. What the hell? This dude fucking sumo flipped over the railing. And if that's not a sign that we got to wrap this up, I don't know what is. We've been live streaming for like an hour and 20 minutes. So I want to thank Luke for being a fucking champ, because he literally just threw himself over the ring like fucking WWE. I'm going to enter this shit upright and do a weird somersault. That shit was crazy. God, no. You're not getting down. Okay, so it's not a spoiler. What I was saying, Caraxes with Daemon, he doesn't put in his chains that he uses to strap himself into his harness. That's what the bolt hole on the side of that is. Also, the other thing that I want to add to the anatomy of this scene, right, is the fact that Luke, please just sit there. You can just sit there. I'll bring you the tab. Where'd you put the tab? It was awesome. And the whole reason why they showed us that one scene, and it was the first scene we saw on Rhaenyra, is flying over King's Landing, in contrast with the last time we saw a dragon flying over King's Landing. It was burning it down, Drogon, Daenerys, right? Rhaenyra is peaceful. And the citizens of King's Landing, really important, are calm. They're not like, oh, fuck, it's a fucking dragon. Oh, my God, get your shit, get in the cover. They're not doing that. They're like, oh, it's just a regular dragon. It's fine. We see this all the time, right? So that was really cool. But also, the whole reason why they're showing her entering the pit, Syrax entering the pit with the dragon keepers. Stop. You're going towards the edge. It's like he's trying to hurt himself on purpose. This is what it's like with little boys. I wonder if my daughter's going to be the same way when she gets his age. But also, he's showing out because he knows I'm like talking. He knows that, I'm doing something where I can't give him my 100% attention. But yeah, they showed us that scene because T-Rex's death is linked to it. The dragon pit. It's gonna be very sad to watch it. And then also those shepherds, watch out for them, especially the one that's being trained, the dragon shepherds, the one that's being trained and is like being taught by the older dragon shepherds. They're probably gonna be the one who does all the preaching to get the citizens of King's Landing riled up, and ultimately what caused the death of most of the dragons all at once is the citizens of King's Landing going into the dragon pit, trying to murder the dragons while they sleep. And then ultimately the dragons freak out, one of them being Syrax, flying up, and the fucking dome comes down and crashes on everything. So also Syrax gets really fat. All right, I gotta go. Like, this dude's going crazy. I don't want something else to happen. Let me see if I missed any super chats. Holy shit, I did. Heart of Inspiration. Thank you. Why won't it let me highlight this? Luke, please stop. There's a thank you for this. She says, I'm so glad he or she or they, I'm sorry. I'm so glad to hear your insight and feel your passion for Westeros. Thank you. Well, thank you too. Thank you for that super chat. Then I got another one from Sid. Yu-Gi-Oh! Your move. Nice avatar. Do you think they will try? Oh, now you're slamming on the wall, dude. Really? No. Time out. No. Stop. The background music is off, right? I don't still have that going. Okay, yeah, cool. Thank you for this. Do you think they will try to develop the long night again eventually with 100%? Oh, the TV show, the spinoff. I think that would. If I honestly don't know too much about it, other than it got canceled because it was too bad and there was like some racist shit with it. I always, whenever I see those headlines, there's so many of them. I just like goes right over, right? Unless I really want to read into it. And honestly, I didn't for this show because I figured. Jesus Christ. All right. Gotta go. Thank you for that super chat. I'm sorry. I'll try to address it in the video or the live stream this Sunday. He did the same thing, but he hurt himself this time. Hopefully he learned his lesson, Mr. Stuntman. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I gotta go. Time to be daddy. Yeah. House of the Dragon episode 2. I'll be live this Sunday. Bye. Long night. End.